Hello, everyone. Welcome to Business Innovators. I'm very excited to be joined today by Hugo Rivera, who is an international best-selling author of fitness and also real estate consultant and an AI implementation expert. When not busy helping investors either revenue generating properties or luxury flips, Hugo helps executives achieve new things in business through the use of custom AI software and also in their fitness. How are you doing today, Hugo?
I'm doing fantastic. And you, my friend?
I'm doing really well. It's coming up on Easter. This will air next week, but super excited for fun things with family and church and things this weekend. So it's a fun time. Got a big family thing that's going on this weekend. How about you?
Oh, beautiful. Same here. Same here. Believe it or not, I may not look it, but I actually have grandkids. So
No, you don't look it.
thank you. I actually have grandkids, so I'm looking forward to, putting some eggs away for them and stuff and seeing how they react. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll have kids running around looking for eggs and a lunch and so forth as well. So, but today we're going to be talking about topics tied to business innovation, trends in the marketplace, and impacts for executives. So I was really excited to record this episode. Before we dive in, Hugo, you've authored fitness books with over 2 million copies sold. You've competed at a very high level in natural bodybuilding and you've helped thousands transform their health. So for anybody that's watching, you might be wondering, would you mind giving us a quick flex so they know this isn't just theory, this is lived experience?
Of course. Check this out. There you
Oh
go.
my gosh, look at the guns. Oh, sun's out, guns out. You're in Florida, right?
Consistency of execution leads to results, is all I got to tell you.
Oh man. And I've got to give you kudos because I got the program. I bought it. And it's a body reengineering. I've just got underway. But you not only have the book, you have the resources for nutrition and health, and then also just advice like strategy and tips. And it's just a whole program. It's not just, hey, here's a book. It's a whole program. So kudos for what you're doing to help so many people.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Back in the day, believe it or not, people don't know this. Those that don't know me, they don't realize that when I was little, I was really obese. And basically, when I wanted to lose weight, well, I hit the teenage years, right? And I was 12, and I wanted to start going out with girls and stuff like that. And I was super shy. And I was super self-conscious. So I wanted to lose weight. Had no idea how to do it, Andy. So guess what? I started dieting. I didn't know what I was doing, so I started cutting a lot of food, and I ended up getting anorexic. And I went from like 175 pounds or so down to like below 90. Okay,
Really?
completely insane. I was losing my hair. I looked really, really like I just really came out of like a prison camp or something like that. I looked
Yeah.
really malnourished. And it was super frustrating to not know how to do things. And my concerned parents, they took me to a nutritionist, and nutritionist told me, look, food is not going to make you fat. It's the abuse of the wrong foods that will.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, that clicked, and I was able to kick out the anorexia. A lot of people end up in the hospital. It doesn't click for them. They stay stuck. I have a very logical mind, thank God for that. And that's how I started my fitness journey. And that's basically when I said, I'm going to get into bodybuilding. This looks like it's the way to get the body that I'm really looking for, because I grew up watching He-Man. I grew up watching, all sorts of muscular characters like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando, Rambo, Sylvester Stallone, who was super shredded. So I'm like, I want to look like that, and that's what
Yeah.
led me to many years of trial and error, figuring things out, writing stuff down with a scientific method. And that's when I said, one day I'm going to put some books out there to help people, and I'm not just going to talk about the routines. I'm going to talk about the nutrition, the mindset, the supplements, the rest, and everything else, goal setting, you name it. So that's how the whole thing came about.
It's a great program. It's very comprehensive and I love it. So super excited for the phases ahead with that. And,
Thank
you
you.
know, you also help executives achieve new things in business and in their personal life. You know, who are you surrounded with and what inspired you to go into this line of work?
Since I was little, I was fascinated by AI because just like many of our time, we were watching sci-fi shows like Star Trek, who had highly intelligent talking computers. I got my computer engineering bachelor's degree at the University of South Florida. And when I was a student there, I was super excited about the potential of what AI could do for us, you know? I'm all about efficiency, whether it's the workouts or business, and AI really allows us to achieve an unprecedented level of efficiency. What took years now takes days. It's crazy.
It
Um,
is.
Once I saw that the technology was viable, I started dabbling with it a little bit, and I totally got hooked. I mean, honestly, God then connected me with an incredible group of people who really knew what they were doing. And my brother, Raul, who was a computer engineering manager at Honeywell, is also helping me with the endeavor. So when I'm super technical due to my engineering degree, I rather spend time, talking to leaders on what their business plan is, what their systems are, how to use the AI to better their business, and how to use fast-paced weight training as well to not only look any way that they want to look, like more muscular, more defined, for the women, the same thing, right? I mean, you see women today, they're in incredible shape, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I also love to go ahead and help people with the performance enhancement supplements that help with the mental, the cognitive level. I also love to share knowledge on how to rejuvenate, how to get that longevity really, really high, and above all, how to also not only look good, but you want to go ahead and be able to have strength and incredible cardiovascular capacity as well, which will allow you to have super nice endurance and super high energy levels, which of course, those are resources that us entrepreneurs need. I mean, we need to be at the very top of health to be able to execute at maximum efficiency.
Absolutely. Yeah, it all ties together, you know.
Yes, sir.
Your personal life and your business life, you can't separate the two, right? It's one life combined. So I really love what you're doing to help people with, you know, not only their fitness, but there's tips there for calm your mind and meditate and pray and focus and things that, you know, I feel like are so important as well.
Yeah, on that line, I didn't used to be like that. I have to explain because a lot of people see me, they're like, wow, this guy's knows a lot and this and that, has it all figured out. Number one, nobody has it all figured out. This is number one. We're
Right.
all students of life.
That's right.
And number two, you're looking at a person that was all hustle. I did not like meditation. I was like, who in their right mind would do that? Like they're just sitting there accomplishing nothing. Is what I was
Right, but so, it's not true though. Yeah,
No, 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 no. It's just totally. It's incredible too because the type of return on investment that you get out of meditation is incalculable. You
yeah,
know, how many of the best ideas come out when you sit in stillness and you take the time to receive? Because back in the day, I hired even a business coach, and he helped me with this. He told me, he's like, you need to sit down and make time to receive ideas from God, the universe. What's the guidance here? Where are you going? Because if you don't have that time, you're constantly executing, but you may be executing things that are just going to lead you nowhere. And I was
right.
like,
Yep.
wow,
And I've
that
had
makes
those experiences in my life where when I calm down and I pray and focus, I can get 10 times more done much more efficiently. And I've gone through that journey myself in my business life, where I just looked at what I was doing, traveling coast to coast, spending way too much time in hotels, cars, etc., and stopped and looked at the universe of the modern B2B buying world and said, what is really resonating now? And what is getting people to move forward? And I really studied it. I deep dived on it. Then I started implementing it. and I've got 10 times the output, 15 times the output, and I'm like, if I would have just done this a year ago, stop, look at everything, receive, it changes everything really.
I bet you that's how you got also the brilliant ideas for your book, because I've gone through your book. It's revolutionary. I think every single entrepreneur needs to have it so they understand what the invisible force is when they do an amazing presentation and suddenly they're getting ghosted by the people that they presented to.
Yeah,
So, but I'm pretty sure that you got those ideas via meditation.
I did. Absolutely. Yeah. One day it was weird because I'd pray every morning.
Same.
I decided to jot down what I had learned just on a sheet of paper. Just what is the model, and I jotted it down, and then I was telling friends about it. Right, I'm doing this now. Right, digital value attraction, addressing the resistors and risk up front, and getting deals done much more quickly. And they would say, "I wonder if it would work for me." And I said, "I think it would." So we do it, and it would work. And then so finally, after I don't know how many years of doing it, about 5 years, 6 years of doing it, I decided maybe I should put this into a book actually.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of how that came about. But it's a fun endeavor.
Brilliant. It's amazing. It's going to help so many people. It helped me already. So I can tell you that.
Well, good. I'm very glad to hear that. Absolutely. I love it. It's so much fun. It's like I was telling you before, we talked offline, and it's like a hobby.
Yes.
Growing revenue and growing businesses is like a hobby for me. So I have to pull myself away from it. But I wanted to get into your company. What's going on? What is the latest news for your company?
Super excited to share that I'm coming out with an amazing group program that is designed for leaders where we teach exactly how to get in shape with just 30 to 45 minutes of fast paced, periodized weight training, just 3 times a week, if that's all you want to do, and the proper nutrition. Now, notice I didn't say diet. I don't believe in diets. This whole
Right.
thing of like, oh, you got to cut the carbs. Oh, no, you got to cut the fats or whatever. None of that works. Trust me, I tried it. Let me save you the problem. You need carbohydrates, you need proteins, you need fats, you need the right ones. And that's what works. And that's called a nutrition plan. It's not called a diet. Okay.
That's
And you
right.
use proper nutrition to fuel yourself and to be able to enhance your performance, your health, your energy levels. Proper nutrition is just going to go ahead and take you to a whole nother level. And on top of that, when combined with the proper weight training, then it's going to go ahead and give you an incredible cosmetic look, as well as increased strength, increased cognitive capacity, and increased endurance as well, which is what we all want. You know,
And I
um,
can uh, I can testify to something there. So I'm doing your nutrition plan. It's really a
uh-huh.
lifestyle. It's really what it is. But you're not going hungry. You're not.
No,
You're just mixing the right nutrients
that's it.
into your plan. And you've even got customized depending on what kind of body type you are and so forth. But if you just do that, you're not going to be like starving. You're not going to be
No.
out there going hungry. It's just the right nutrition, like you said.
And you know what, Andy? This is very interesting because, especially when I was little, there wasn't a lot of information about the subject matter, not as much as there is today. So, therefore, everybody's like, well, you got to restrict calories and restrict calories. If you're building muscle, every 10 pounds of muscle equals like up to 500 more calories that you burn at rest. Okay. So, with that said, as you grow muscle, you have to actually add food in order to keep the results coming, because
Right.
otherwise the body will just like lock itself up. It's like, okay, you're not feeding me, so why am I going to go ahead and continue to lose fat? You're putting me in danger because you're not feeding me. That's how the body operates. So you have to work with the body, not against it, so you can actually eat more as you grow more muscle. So example, when I was anorexic, I was doing hardly anything. I was even below 500 calories some days, and I had a higher level of body fat. And now, I'm like 5'4", just to give you an example. I weigh 192, and I have body fat percentage is like 7.5 at the most. I can eat 3,000, 3,500 calories easily, you know, from the good carbs, the good proteins, the good fats. Of course, I'm not going out there to like the fast food joints and stuffing myself.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
so,
Yeah.
so that's the whole ticket, and I wanted to have a program that would explain this, especially to entrepreneurs, because they think that they don't have time, and you have the time, and this is a great return on investment. um, we'll also talk about natural performance enhancing supplements such as NAC, N as in Nancy, A as in Alpha, C as in Charlie, which is a huge game changer in terms of immunity and liver regeneration. Furthermore, we will have other amazing experts, okay, that will discuss leadership, finance, private equity, capital funding, sales and marketing, advice on ideas, real estate, mindset techniques, how to avoid burnout, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm super excited about this because I feel that entrepreneurs need an all-inclusive place like this where they can network with other people and learn on a variety of topics related to being a successful leader. Because let's face it, Andy, if you're not healthy, right, there's not enough money in the world that will buy you health
Yeah.
once you lose it, okay? And
Right.
it's not going to be able to buy you an extra day in this planet.
That's true. Yeah, I'm excited. We're working together on this. I'm really excited to get involved in it. And being a founder CEO is a lonely place, frankly. You're looking for advice and feedback and insights, of course. And if you're just trying to go it alone out there, you end up trying a lot of things that fail. And then you go, oh, I learned a lot from that. Why not just go into it with the right approach in the first place and then avoid a lot of that, right? So I'm super
Think about
excited
it,
too.
Andy. It's like this. Imagine if we could go back in time, right? And talk to, like, teenager Andy or teenager Hugo and just give ourselves the books that we've put out today and be like, look, do this. Oh my gosh. I mean, you know, it would be freaking amazing, right?
Right. Yeah, no
So
doubt. No doubt. I wish I could go back, but of course we can never go backwards. We just have to go forwards. But yeah, super excited for you and also to be involved as well in that. So in terms of like things you're seeing and hearing, right?
uh-huh.
What are some of the key trends that you see in the market in recent years?
I think we have a huge hustle culture, to be honest with you, that, in my opinion, it only leads to burnout. And I'm speaking from experience.
Yep.
As a leader, burnout has to be avoided at all costs. It stops valuable momentum. This is why it is important to look at business objectively and see what systems are working, which ones are not, and which type of technology can go ahead and make systems much more efficient, such as AI, for example. And if you're not familiar with AI technology, I really, really urge you to start like looking into it, start getting familiar with it, start playing with Grok. I love Grok. It's one of my favorites. And also get an expert like myself and my team, for instance, to just do a free audit on your business and find opportunities to increase efficiency using AI. Because, one thing I didn't know at the very beginning when AI started, I thought it was, oh, it's just Chat GPT and Grok. And you can ask it some questions. And of course, when you learn how to ask it questions, the productivity, holy cow. I mean, things that will take us a month can be done in seconds.
Yep.
In fact, if you load up my book, Andy, and I told you this offline, if you load up my book into Grok and you ask it to design your personalized diet, it will.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. I use it every week now, and like creating content, but you've got to ask it good questions, right?
Good question.
Give it a couple of paragraphs or so and say, give me like a compelling LinkedIn post for this,
Yes.
right? That saves me so many hours. Or create a YouTube post with topics and chapters from this episode, right? And it does it, and like sure I can do it, but it would take me hours, and it does it in 30, probably 15 seconds for a task like that. Not even 15 seconds.
The beauty of it is too, Andy, that when you have a whole bunch of ideas on, say, a topic, You load up all the ideas that you have and you tell it how to put them together. And it just does such a fantastic job at helping you to put something together. And of course, I then go in, I'm a writer. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to go ahead and, fix a few things because I just love doing
Yeah,
that.
I always do too. Yep.
But, that's one of the ways that you can use AI. But most importantly, Andy, what can be done as well, and this is at a whole nother level, you can take a look at a company's systems and processes, and then you could say, okay, we can build an individualized AI to be able to make the systems and the processes of this company X times more efficient. And
Right.
that's incredible.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
incredible.
Absolutely. I was walking through the tech with you and your partners, and man, the opportunity for leaders absolutely incredible. So, in terms of challenges out there, right? What would you say are two or three key things that you're seeing in the market that are challenges facing executives?
Man, and I've been victim to all these at one point or the other, but definitely one challenge that I see often is that in the name of business, they stop taking care of their health. And this is a huge mistake. If the leader is down, the whole organization suffers. And that is not even getting into the repercussions of their family and themselves as individuals. So I think it's super important to take care of yourself and have a super efficient fitness and nutrition program that takes care of this amazing vessel that God has given us. It's the only one we have.
Right.
Um, Furthermore, if we feel good about ourselves mentally, spiritually, and physically, we perform at above average levels, and that energy will transfer into the organization as well as into any other endeavor in your life. Okay. So the ROI of taking care of yourself is incalculable. All right. Now, a second challenge I see now is that many start the day by getting to the phone immediately and answering messages and calls even before they get out of bed. And let me tell you something, I'm speaking from experience. I used to be super guilty of this. I was so proud of it. I'm like, man, I get up, I'm in 30 minutes, I've already done this, that, the other thing. It's like, I just, it was so crazy. Here's the deal, and the research now indicates that doing such thing can even lead you to a heart attack. Kid you not. Because the morning time, the body needs it needs like around an hour and a half to kind of like get back in sync. And there's many processes that happen in that very first hour. So basically, after much trial and error and talking to many successful entrepreneurs, as well as hiring a super successful business coach, I learned that it's best to use those first 30 to 45 minutes as quiet time to yourself. Okay? Stay in bed, stay with your eyes closed. What will you use that time for? Well, use that time to express to God gratitude for the new day and
Right.
all the great things that you have in life. It's important to feel it. Because, I mean, you could say, okay, thank you so much for this day. Well, that has no energy to it, right? You want to feel it. What are you grateful for? There has to be so much that you're grateful for. Just the fact that we're able to sit here, you and I, be talking through this incredible technology, that's something to be amazingly grateful for. It's not something I couldn't have met you like this, like, say, 40 years ago. Impossible, right?
Mm-mm. Nope.
So there's something to be grateful for. Be grateful for the fact that you're in a cozy bed. Some people don't have that. There's so many things to be grateful for when you think about it. Um, Use that time to express that gratitude. And by getting into that energy, you will attract more of what you're grateful for. And be sure to really, really feel it. Okay. It's going to make you feel amazing throughout the day. Don't let it be empty words. And also, once I am grateful for all the things that I have, then I'm also going to express gratitude for the things that I'm working towards. But I express gratitude, here's the flex, as if it already happened. All right.
Right. Right.
I didn't understand that, Andy. I'm like, this is not possible, I used to say. And of course, with years come wisdom. So I tried it and I'm like, oh, well, that's a coincidence. And then I try it again and then it worked. And then I try it again and it kept on working. So it's like, okay, this is
Not
something that I
coincidence.
need to do. No, it's not coincidence because I mean, statistically, it's impossible to have so many coincidences one after the other.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so this is God poking your belief system, is what it really is. You know.
Yep.
So express gratitude for things that you're working towards as if they already happened. So, for example, thank you for the 20 contracts that I just signed this month at an average amount of 10,000 each. Just an example. Really feel it, really visualize it happening, feel the how that's going to impact you, how it's going to impact all your family, how that's going to impact your amazing customers who are going to get amazing value out of you. So think about all these things and get really pumped up. I'm getting pumped up just talking about it, to be honest with you. um, and you know, finally, after the gratitude part, clear your head entirely and ask for any guidance, ask God for any guidance that will help you to seize the day. And that's easier said than done the first time, because I tell you what, the first time that you do it, your brain is gonna be spewing out like a million thoughts at the same time. It's like there's all these voices, right? I didn't used to think I was capable of meditating, but here's how I got good at it. Consistency of execution leads to results. I just had to keep practicing and not judge myself. And what I did is that since I had so many thoughts, I'd be like, I would think every single thought. I'd be like, thank you, but you know, you may go. Thank you, but you may go. Thank you, but you may go. Eventually, it got to the point that I no longer had to do that. And suddenly I had a clear mind. So now I'm blessed to be able to clear my mind at any time. Okay. So again, use the morning for that. And I'm telling you, if you just breathe and you just take just like 5 minutes at the end of that whole gratitude meditation to ask for guidance, you're going to get a lot of feedback from the above, and many amazing ideas are going to come up that you can go ahead and then take action later. So again, we've proven already scientifically that the first 60 to 90 minutes are critical for the body to kind of like reset itself and start going. So use that time for meditation. Be a receiver. You can take action later on the things that you received. um you know and the more that you practice, the better you'll get at it. um What's I going to say also? I wanted to go ahead and say the following. Also, do gratitude breaks throughout the day. So if something like gets you upset, I believe that energy is going to affect the work that you're doing. So instead of continuing to try to hustle in an upset manner, let's change the energy. Let's stand back, take 5 minutes, and do a gratitude break. Start being grateful for things again. Just 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes or nothing. 5 minutes. Change that energy. Maybe the next task that you do, spend 15 minutes helping somebody else out with something. Okay. Gratitude helps someone else out, raises your vibrational frequency. Now you're in a really high state. Now that's the time to go ahead and hustle and need to do the things that you need to do, because all that positive energy is just going to go ahead and attract even more positive things. Okay. Um, and to answer your question, a third key challenge I'm seeing is that a lot of CEOs are hearing about AI, but again, and we lightly touched about this, they don't know how to best implement it. So, for example, they get a chat GPT subscription for every single employee, but because there's no system behind this, the ROI is lean next to none, if any. So the leader is asked, oh, so do you use AI? Oh, yeah, all my employees use it. Okay, so can we measure the results? What is this doing, right? Because if the employees are not even trained on how to make their job more efficient, really and truly, this is not doing anything for you. So, I think when it comes to AI, again, it's important to get with a group of experts in the matter and, take a look at the organization, analyze the processes, and see where AI can be used to enhance the operation.
Absolutely. No doubt. There's a lot of problem solutions in there, multiple, and in business and in life there. I love that, right? Because again, it's one life. You can't separate. I've got a business and a life. It's all intertwined. So you can't separate the two.
Andy, in my twenties, I really believed that there was a separation. Oh yeah,
Right.
this is my business life. This is my personal life.
I
And
did
of course,
too. I did too.
because all the energy was going to business, my personal life was a catastrophe, as he was able to tell you.
Right. No, exactly right. I looked back on chapters of my life and thought, why was I pushing so hard? I could have done this other avenue and been way better off. But at the time, like I was really the mindset too. Business, go at it. And then personal, you go over here and you go at it. But no, it's actually all tied together. It's really all tied together. So
Exactly.
yeah, absolutely. So, Hugo, what are the best ways for people to connect with you?
If they're interested in the book, they can go to hugorivera.net to go ahead and, get a copy. That's where you got it as well. A great, amazing system. Also, if you have any questions on AI, you want a free audit, definitely contact me at hugo@hugorivera.net. Shoot me an email. I'll get with you. Again, it's a free audit. I'm not going to charge you anything for it. All right. And if anybody has also any interest in real estate, hit me up as well because I can help with that too. Certainly, what I would like to do also, shoot us an email. You can shoot it to my Hugo at HugoRivera.net. That's fine. If you're interested in this program that we're coming out with and the group program that I'm super excited for. So, yeah, I mean, we'll go ahead and put you on the list. And the minute we have everything ready, we'll go ahead and shoot you an email. And maybe we even get you like a founder's discount as well. So,
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited about that for myself, right? Bringing in leaders, experts that help in all aspects, like you talked about, business and life. And I'm super excited about that as well.
think
So,
about it, Andy, especially for guys like us. I'm not going to go ahead and mention our age, but but back in the day, let's say in our 20s, how hard was it to be able to like connect with experts? I mean, all we had was books available, and we had to go ahead and get the books and read through them. Some were amazing, some were not so good. And finding information was so hard. And now, through this amazing technology, we can just get all the top experts in the world in one place, and we can just go ahead and disseminate knowledge. And most importantly, hold each other accountable for hey, let's implement the knowledge, because knowledge is power, but it's only if you implement it, you
yeah,
know
yeah, it's
otherwise it's
potential.
just
It's potential power, right? It's
potential
not
power.
kinetic until you actually use it, right?
100%.
Yep, yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So this is the last question I ask of all my guests. It's more like of a philosophical kind of question. What would you say as a final word of advice for our friends out there listening or watching today?
If I may, I would like to say two things. Number one, learn not to be impacted by the negative opinions or energy of others. If you have an idea and you feel super strongly about it, I don't care who tells you that you're crazy. Believe me, I've gotten that like a million times, so it's all good.
Yep.
Um, I'm sure you have to.
I have, yep.
you know, if you feel super strongly about this idea, make a plan, go for it. If your idea has the highest and best purpose for everyone in mind, I promise you that idea comes from above. And if you follow it with conviction and determination, amazing things will happen. Remember, money chases value. So how can you add value in someone else's life should always be your
Right.
question, right? The more value you can add, the more you can charge for your product or your service, and then it becomes a win-win for everybody. You know.
Right.
Um, Number two, impossible really means am possible. Okay, the word itself is a scam. It's an illusion. If there is something I have seen in my life and through my study of history, is that every single time human beings say something is absolutely impossible, later on, science proves that it can be done. Okay.
Right.
Andy, now quantum physicists are saying that even teleportation may be possible. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Mind blown,
Yeah. Right. Oh man.
So I mean, and look at AI. I mean, AI. when I was going through engineering school and I talked to the main expert in the subject matter over there, very intelligent guy, he told me, he's like, Hugo, this is not viable probably for the next 100 years. I was so sad. I'm like, man, I really was hoping that, I would grow up and be dealing with AI. But then lo and behold, innovation happened way quicker. And now we're looking at a world where, impossible things are happening now daily. So again, the word impossible really means impossible. So I beg you, in fact, I challenge you to have a limitless mindset. Instead of thinking of the million reasons why something is going to go wrong, why it doesn't work, why it looks impossible, I want you to focus on the one reason that may create that possibility.
Oh, that's great advice. Absolutely. Zig Ziglar was one of my heroes. I followed him. He said famously, you can have everything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. That
That's
is
it.
so true. So true. If you help enough other people with value, you'll have everything you want and beyond honestly, beyond what you could have thought might be possible. So absolutely. Well, Hugo, I've really enjoyed, of course, talking with you both offline and here on the podcast. Thanks for coming on with me.
Likewise. Thank you so much for the honor to be here. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. More exciting things to come for both of us. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you guys on the next one. Take care.